We have something different today, and I have no idea why, and I just noticed it right before game time. We have 1, 2, 3 umpires. Now, you might have that for a state playoff game, but I've never seen that for a regular season game, and I have no explanation as to why. So we got 1 behind the plate, 1 at third, and 1 at first. So here we go, first pitch of the ball game. Nick Curtis works from the stretch. The wind is blowing across the field from left to right. Not too breezy today. Sign from Graham, and here's your first pitch of the ball game. Hit up in the air into right center field. Back goes Logan McGowan, still drifting back, and he grabs it. Probably about 15 feet away from the fence. 2 down and a 1-2 count. Curtis's pitch, swing, and a miss, strike 3. You could not have a better inning than Nick Curtis had in the top of the first. 3 up, 3 down. Here's the pitch. Hit left side, and it'll drop in for a base hit in front of Cody Williams, who played it kind of safe. 3-1 pitch. Lined to right center field, drops in for a base hit. McGowan coming to third, and Coach Fitzgerald will stop him there. Runners on first and third for the Bulldogs with 1 down for Nick Curtis. And he didn't know the name, but he knew it was a Pittsburgh Pirate. Honus Wagner. 1-2 breaking ball called, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Nick Curtis. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nick with his 3rd strikeout.
Off the bat.
Again, he takes a pretty substantial lead. Like he wants to go somewhere. Oh, they got him picked off. He's between first and second. Knight has the baseball, throws it to DR Meadows, and DR will tag him out. He went down to a knee, and DR put the ball on his shoulder and tagged him out for out number 3. So something was happening at first base for Pierce, and it wasn't good. A pickoff by the right-hander Nick Curtis, and a little rundown that didn't last too long because of the speed of the shortstop DR Meadows. So an error doesn't hurt the Bulldogs, and in fact Pierce doesn't leave anybody on base because of that play. Scoreless going to the bottom of the second on Y101. 0-2 from Curtis. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nick with his 4th K. And here comes the pitch. Called, strike 3 on the edge. Worked him away. Good place to work him. He's off the dish. 5th strikeout for Nick Curtis. Top of the order for Stetson Bennett. Righty versus righty, Curtis. With the runner going, ball banged over to DR Meadows, the shortstop. He doesn't have a play at second, so he guns it over to first for the 3rd out. Putting that runner in motion took away the forced play at second, but the Dogs got the out anyway. So we're going to the bottom half of the 3rd inning, and the game is scoreless between the Toombs County Bulldogs and the Pierce County Bears on Y101. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But we did finish the game, and Pierce County won it. It was one of those tough losses for Tyler Luke. 9 innings. There's a ball hit left side. The shortstop, Bennett, has it, but he won't have a play. He's on his knees and elected not to throw because he had no chance of getting Logan McGowan, who reaches on the infield hit, and he's 2 for 2 in the ball game. And everybody's tough. Here's the pitch. Usher chops it right up the middle. The ball bouncing into center field. That scores 1, and Coach Fitzgerald is sending Lukey to the dish, and here's a throw, and it's cut off. And Lukey scores, and Usher with another big RBI hit. It seems like every time he comes to the plate with a chance to drive in 2, he does. He drove in 2 against Brantley with a single in his 3rd at bat, and he's hit 2 two-run home runs in about a week or so. And he drives in 2 to put the Bulldogs up 2-zip. And of course, he walked a batter in the 3rd. He doesn't want to walk this guy. Ball's hit up in the air to center field. Lukey coming in. He's in the sunshine making the catch. Easy catch for Lukey. And the 1-1 pitch. Here it is. It's a curveball, bouncing ball over the glove of Curtis. In comes Lane Adams. He feels it and fires it over to Kyle Knight for the 2nd out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, and let's see if Nick can finish it right here. Got him on a 1-2 pitch last time. Here it is. Ball's lined into left center field. Lukey coming in. He dives, and he did not catch that one. It bounces in on a little short hop. It just didn't have enough height to it for Lukey to be able to run over there and catch it. I don't think a Frisbee dog could get that one either. That's a first base hit off Nick Curtis. He deals a 2-2 pitch. Hit right side. Whoa, by Lane Adams into right center field. Lukey with the ball runner coming around third. Here's a Lukey throw to the dish and late. And a 2-out hit makes it 2-1 Bulldogs as Pierce scores. I'm independent. 1-1 pitch. Strike on the inside edge, right above or below the letters, I shall say. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dogs up 2-1, top of the 4th. So Nick has a chance to end it again on a 1-2 pitch. And that's what you want to do. That's what happened to the Bulldogs on Friday at Brantley. A lot of 1-2s turned into strikeouts. Here's the pitch. Line left side into the glove of Bryce DeLoach, the third baseman. Makes the catch, moving toward the bag for out number 3. Just a little soft flare, and DeLoach caught it easily for the 3rd out. But Pierce County gets busy with 2 down. Single stolen base and an RBI hit by Clay Allen. And that cuts the Bulldog lead in half. Dogs leading 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th and take a break. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Y101. Swing and a miss. The ball gets away. Cole Graham goes down the first base line, picks it up, fires it high to Kyle Knight, and the ball's off the glove and safe on a strikeout. 3 balls, 1 strike. Curtis throws a fastball for a strike. Inside part of the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This umpire will give you that inside pitch. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third, and Nick Curtis protecting a 1-run lead as the Bulldogs bring the infield in on this pitch. Here it is. Popped up in the air. Oh, that's pretty deep. Logan McGowan going back. It's over his head. And that's going to score a pair of runs. Or not. No, they had to hold up and wait. I didn't get a good read on that ball. It was hit really deep to right field on a backside swing to drive in 1 to tie the game at 2. He's the center fielder. He's a big center fielder. Not quite as tall as Dale Murphy, who's about 6'4". Bouncing ball. DR Meadows is coming home. Cole Graham puts on the tag. There's a little collision, but Cole holds onto the ball and gets the out. And it's still a 2-2 ball game with 2 down and runners on first and third. And out comes Brian Fitzgerald, I think, to talk about the collision at home plate. DR gets the out, 6-2. Cody Williams now pitching for the Pierce County Bears. Started off the game defensively in left field. First pitch runner going, lines it into center field. George Lukey backs up just a shade and catches the ball for out number 3. How about Nick Curtis managing that situation? Top of the 5th started off with a strikeout, but the ball got away in a high throw, and then a single. And then, of course, an RBI single, but then the out at home and the fly ball to center, and it's 2-2 as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning and take a break. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Y101. Ball 1 strike at Jackie Jones Field in the bottom half of the 5th at a 2-2 game. Pitch is hit, third base side by the third baseman, Knowlton, and Nick Curtis is around first base. Here he is coming to second base, and he's going to stand with a double. Nick Curtis hits his 6th double of the season, his 7th as a Bulldog. 1-0 pitch. 1 hopper to DR, makes a nice backhanded play, throws to first base, a beauty, and an out. What a play. Tough play because it was a 1 hopper. He had to go to the backhand, then settle himself, and he usually makes a good throw to first, and that was an accurate strike. We may not have time for this story. 0-2 pitch, swing, and a miss, strike 3. Nick Curtis with an easy 3 up and 3 down in the 6th. And a lot of times in his starts this year, he gets stronger after the 5th inning, and he does on this particular occasion, dominating Pierce and the 4, 5, and 6 hitters to keep the game at 2-2 going to the bottom half of the 6th inning as we take a break on Bulldog Baseball on Y101. 2-2, top of the 7th. Bulldogs are at the top of the order coming up in the bottom half of the 7th. First pitch, lined into right field. Logan McGowan comes in, makes a one-handed catch. 3-1 pitch. Bouncing ball to Lane Adams. Takes a high hop, but he fields it. And he throws it over to first, a little high, but caught by Knight. This guy jumped on the first pitch his first 2 times up. And then with 2 strikes, he singled in the tying run in the 5th inning. 1-0 pitch. Lines it over to D.R. Meadows, who catches it right above the chute for out number 3. D.R. showing the good hands. First hand-eye coordination to make that catch. Big play right there. So that does it for Pierce County. In the top half of the 7th, we're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 2-2 between the Bulldogs and Pierce on Y101. Hit the ball to short twice in the air and on the ground, and he flied out to center. Right-handed hitter. First pitch, bouncing ball to Bryce DeLoach. Feels it near the line, throws to first base low, and Kyle Knight not able to dig it out, and Logan's racing to second base. No throw. He's in scoring position with nobody out on the dog error. Nick Curtis throws his first pitch, swing and a miss. Williams showed the bunt for a split second, then pulled the bat back. Strike 1. I mean, you could bunt him down to third, have 1 down, and then a fly ball would score a run. The Bulldogs would have to bring the infield in. Now he's showing the bunt for real, I think. Yeah, he does bunt it. Third base side, Nick Curtis can't get to it. He falls down as he finally reaches with the glove. That was a tough bunt. Now he's upset with himself. Slaps the glove down. I think his problem there was the route he took. But, you know, that was a tough bunt. Easier for the third baseman than him. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the infield is in because the runner's on second, and of course 1 on third. Nothing at 2 pitch. Little bit high. I think he was wasting it intentionally to see if he'd chase it somewhat out of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the 8th, 2-2 ball game. Runners on second and third for Pierce, and nobody out. 1-2 pitch. Poked right side of the infield. Lane Adams has it. He's coming home. Safe. No tag, and a run scores. Sign from Graham and Curtis from the stretch. Delivers the pitch. Bunted first base side. Kyle Knight will pick it up. Tag him out, and a run scores. So now it's 4-2. Boy, the Bears have pounced on the error to open up the frame with a couple of infield hits. A little small ball. This is what Dodge used to do back in the olden days. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a stretch by Nick Curtis. Here's his pitch. Called strike 3. But the Pierce County Bears, despite not hitting the ball out of the infield, score a pair of runs, and a Bulldog error contributed to that. So we're going to the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Dogs are trailing 4-2 as we take a break on Y101. They won last year 4-2 and 9. This is too coincidental. Nick swings and hits the ball deep to right center field. This ball is going to bounce in and roll, and Nick is heading towards second base. Is he going to go for 3? Nick is going to go for 3. And here he comes, and Nick is going to slide in safely. Nick Curtis with a big triple. Usher, the right-handed hitter, calling time. See, there's a lot of gamesmanship in this game. You just don't come to the plate and wait and wait and wait. Here's the pitch. Curveball is hit over to the shortstop. Bennett with it. He's going to let the run score and throw to first base and high, and Usher's safe. So the Bulldogs have cut the lead down to 4-3. Nick Curtis touching home. And that brings up Christian Conley, who extended his hitting streak to 5 games with a base hit in his last at bat. And he's 1 for 3 with a ground out to short and a strikeout. Can the Bulldogs get that runner to second? They're down by 1. There's a bunt third base side, and it's a good one. There's a throw to first base, and out there. So a good bunt by Christian Conley. The Bulldogs have laid down 3 sacrifice bunts today. What's going to happen here? Time called first. You never know with these Bulldogs. And he just make contact, put it in play. 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball to the shortstop, Bennett. He fields it, throws to first base to end the ball game with Usher coming toward home plate. He played it flawlessly. The Bulldogs needed an E6 right there on either the grounder or the throw to tie the ball game up. A Bulldog error set up Pierce County for 2 runs in the top of the 8th. Nick Curtis leads off the bottom of the 8th with a triple and scores. But the Bulldogs lose in 8 innings, 4-3. And last year, the Dogs lost to this same team at Jackie Jones Field, 4-2 in 9. 17 innings of intense baseball against the Bears here at Jackie Jones, and the Dogs are 0-2 against Pierce. We'll take a break and wrap it up after this on Y101.